On a random morning as everyone was already inside during 2021, an emergency code orange was set into place, and teachers were ordered to keep all students inside until further notice. Everyone was confused, mainly all the students, as they were also a bit frightened that it was so early in the morning and within the school year. But after a long wait, the code orange was taken off. Some students claimed that someone arguing to have a bomb was wanting to get inside, but apparently due to the staff claiming that wasn't true, and they said that someone was trying to enter the building who seemed like a threat to everyone inside. But the person was allegedly kicked out, but the full story is still a mystery to this day. At Amino Pat Brown, there was a talk between a few students and a teacher at APB who claimed that the principal, who is Brian Thomas Creed, has favorite teachers, as they explained that whenever he gets coffee, he often buys multiple for some of his favorite teachers. And sometimes with these favorite teachers, he lets some stuff pass by and whatever, he just lets them with the pass. And the teacher explained that there are some teachers he acts unfairly with, and some he acts all goody-goody with. Which because of that, I myself have seen who he cares about the most and who he cares about less, based off the teacher themselves and how they're treated with Mr. Reed. During the height of the COVID pandemic and lockdown in 2020, students who were about to graduate during the Zoom class era, were about to graduate. And Amino Pat Brown, due to this and wanting to give them a special message, decided to ask Will Ferrell himself to give a message for the graduates of 2020. No, this Will Ferrell is not an impersonator. It was the actual Will Ferrell himself. And here's the message that he gave to the 2020 graduates.
Hey, you guys, it's Will Ferrell. I just want to give a shout out to the graduating class of 2020 of Animo Pat Brown High School. You guys did it. You're the best. We're all very proud of you. DJ, hit it.
Snyder mentioned previously on the Iceberg, but I'll say a little recap, which he's basically a government teacher at APB. So, a few students from a few years ago decided to play a senior prank on him, which is mainly common in all high schools, or some high schools. But the thing with Snyder is that one day he walked into his classroom, and he saw a flag, which was from the Nazis, or a swastika flag, and he broke down into tears in his classroom. The reason why he was crying was because he is part Jewish, and seeing this flag come from his own students got to him, as this led to forever being the permanent end to senior pranks and to any future senior pranks. It's unknown if the students who did this were caught or were punished, but it's pretty messed up but a little funny at the same time. But it's still unknown if the students were expelled for this or even just given a worse punishment due to this horrible prank. During school hours in 2022, a few students inside the APB building, mainly the lunch area, were arguing with some people from the other side / the outside area. And due to the heated argument going around between them, the people outside claimed something on the lines of, "I will come back tomorrow and shoot the whole place up," which was mostly heard from a staff member or reported to them, as the very next day, students were having their backpacks checked and scanned by a metal detector. Due to the threat, and many not wanting to take any risk with this threat, but then the next day, the whole thing was, it was just a one-time thing. Everything went back to normal. I would say they went pretty far with this, but you can't be so sure, as these types of threats are taken seriously due to how impactful and how crazy it is these days in America. In 2016, a special announcement was going to be given at Amino Pat Brown, and it was going to be presented by Kafner Esner Leon, who was a child survivor of the Holocaust, as she luckily escaped despite being chased by the Nazis, managed to escape to Switzerland and then United States, New York. Due to this, she would advocate for things such as to prevent bullying, performing music and inspirational programs. And that's why she was at Amino Pat Brown. She wanted to prevent and tell the story about bullying and why not to do it, but also give a good lesson and share her own story of how she escaped the Holocaust. Here's a video showing all this going down.
You're For everything. For life. For life. The 11 teachers, staff of the school. Somebody told me that they want a hug or group hug.
Yeah.
Bookmarcher is a YouTuber who mainly posts TV action cam videos, but also some personalized videos of his own. But one of these videos, of course, which is why it's on the Iceberg, is Animo Pat Brown related. But the thing is, this video isn't from a random student. It's actually a promotion for Animo Pat Brown, as this goes into depth why they were so confident of founding APB, but also how it just showed the very start of how Animo Pat Brown was. The thing that's surprising to me is that this was an actual thing. This isn't just some kind of hoax. This was a real thing, and I'll just show a good part of it because this was mainly surprising to find out about.
Do what every single student needs, instead of what a larger district just tells us to do.
What happens when you have a solid group of dedicated teachers focused on a smaller number of students and take away all of the distractions and all of the sort of chaos that happens in a large school, that just how much a human is capable of learning in 9 months.
You know, without question, and without exception, the staff is 100% devoted to the kids. They're here after school. I taught at a school before where a lot of the teachers would kind of be out the door as soon as 3 o'clock rolled around, and they'd show up kind of as soon as school started. There was not that culture of, we're here for the kids, we want the kids to succeed, and we are willing to do pretty much anything to make that happen.
The teachers, they're great. It's the best you can get here, because you need help, call them 24/7. They're there. You ask them a question, they'll be more willing to tell it. You need something done, they help you out. They try anything in their power to help you out.
No, they have teacher support. Pretty much anything that they would ever need help on. Every single teacher would be willing to spend the extra time with them.
It's definitely better because you have somebody to go to when you don't understand things. It feels good to know somebody's there to help you. Then otherwise in other schools are so big that you hardly have any connection with the teacher.
Joshua H., or better known as Joshua Hartford, is the current principal of Animo Florence Firestone, which is right beside the building from Animo Pat Brown. As a fun fact, a very long time ago, he was part of the early setup for Animo Pat Brown. That may come as a shock to you, but during the time, he was a vice principal. And you can just see how long he's been a part of Green Dot for a really long time. But anyway, here's a few clips from him that's from inside the Animo Pat Brown promotional video.
So the principal and I, and almost all of the teachers here, we worked for many years in one of the larger urban schools in Los Angeles. Every year we saw more and more students falling through the cracks. And when teachers tried to go the extra mile, oftentimes there were rules and regulations that would tell them not to. So what we can do now, because this is a charter school, is we actually have the autonomy as far as both budget and spending and academic programs to really individualize the education. We can do what every single student needs, instead of what a larger district just It's a group of very dedicated teachers and very dedicated students who are really trying to do something that's pretty rare in these neighborhoods, which is take a group of students from public schools and get them in. One day I was in my office and there's a knock on the door and somebody says, you know, there's a parent here and she really wants to talk to you, which usually isn't a good thing. And so I went out and she just bursts into tears, this 40-year-old woman in the office. And she says, I don't know what you're doing, but thank you. My daughter has never wanted to go to school before. She ditched class, she wouldn't do her homework, and now she gets up and she wants to come to school. I don't know what you're doing, but thank you. And that really sort of let us know that we were on the right track, that we were doing something that was special.
Within the Amino Pat Brown promotion video, you may notice that the principal of Amino Pat Brown during the early days is not Thomas Brian Reed, and he just doesn't seem to be there, but instead the principal during that time goes by the name Chad Solo'o. He was the very first principal of Amino Pat Brown, and seems to have left after a few years, but then was replaced by Mr. Reed himself. He is currently still working at APB, more as one of the CEOs or vice CEOs, or just slash one of the big guys, which is nice to see as he was part of Amino Pat Brown and was proud of founding it a really long time ago.
We're a charter school, a public charter school, funded by the state in the same way that a public school is funded, except that we have a little latitude with how we run the school. So we make it very personalized, and we keep it very small. Really dedicated group of teachers. They make learning interesting, and our students are engaged, and we're proud of that.
Before you wonder what this could be, it's just a joke entry. You know, I was gonna make so many takes about this. I didn't know what to say. I thought I was gonna make this spooky, maybe disturbing, but to me, I feel like this could mean that no matter who you are, you've been through so much attending or already attended APB that you had fun. You learned to appreciate the school, that even despite all this on the iceberg or whatever you've been through at APB, that you still like it. And I would say that's why we should appreciate it. Even no matter who you are, we should appreciate APB for the rest of our time, because we are APB. And that is it for the Animo Pat Brown Iceberg. I would say it was pretty fun getting to get a lot of people to do this. You know, originally it just started as me making a video trying to shout out Green Dot for the stuff they were doing to their own teachers. A lot of students and teachers themselves really liked the video, you know. Then I just started doing my own thing, and then which inspired this Iceberg. You know, besides having issues with the cast, having delays, you know, just me being lazy, having college issues or just personal issues, here we are, you know. This is the end of the iceberg. There's nothing else I can talk about when it comes to Amino Pat Brown. So I appreciate you watching. I don't really appreciate just you, but everyone else, the feedback, the support on this, even the cast. You know, even though I had some issues with some cast members, it was pretty fun getting to talk about them with this. I appreciate all of you guys for this. But anyway, I'm just glad Glacier here. After so many takes, I can finally say, I'll promise, maybe not, to see you next time.
Stop being such a consumer, you goddamn tumor. You're being a boomer. No one's above the law, so I'll punch you in the jaw. Jump that way, up listen me. They'll bug your mom, they'll bug this song, they will bug your microphone and drum. Yeah, as I can track you through your ISP shit prison program. The NSA man watching through my webcam sees things no man should see.